Shall we wait another, say, 5 minutes, or what you think, Bianca?
Yes.
Hello, Sebastian.
Hello, Eric. How are you?
Good, and you?
Fine, thank you.
Very nice.
Right, I would say, right, Bianca, that maybe we can start. Yeah, welcome everyone from my side. My name is Sebastian Frisch. I will be your moderator today. I'm working for BlackForest Solutions, and this panel this morning or this afternoon for the Cambodian participants within the, or as part of the Waste Summit for Cambodia for 2020, which is organized by the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung and by GIZ Cambodia. And this is actually the 5th day of this summit. During today, we have 2 panels. This is the first out of 2 sessions. And this session is about how can innovative concepts and smart collection products improve the separation and the collection of waste. And we have some very interesting participants and speakers with us today. And first of all, I would like to also mention that during this session, that everybody can really follow the presentations. Please mute your microphone, and also to have the maximum internet connection to disconnect your video while the speakers are presenting. And please also use the chat function if you have any questions. And the speakers, they can then decide whether they would like to answer immediately on the questions, or if we do this after the presentation. And I would like to give the word first to Bianca Untitled from the Global Business Network and GIZ, as to give us a background of this summit and specifically also for this session. Bianca, please.
Thank you, Sebastian. Welcome everyone to the last day of the Waste Summit in Cambodia and to our last sessions within the European Circular Economy Business Panel and Matchmaking event. I would like, as Sebastian mentioned, thank once again to the main organizers of the Waste Summit, Konrad Adenauer Foundation and Compet, for giving us the opportunity to organize this panel as part of the Waste Summit. For those who joined the other sessions, you already know me. For those who didn't, my name is Bianca Untitled, and on behalf of German Development Corporation, I'm currently working at the German Business Group Cambodia. Yeah, and well, why have we organized this business panel? Cambodia has experienced high economic growth within the last 2 decades, and the amount of untreated waste is tremendously high. At the same time, Germany is one of the market leaders when it comes to modern waste management technologies, recycling technologies. I just learned that about 80% of all technologies applied worldwide come from Germany. Sebastian, you may correct me if I'm wrong. And of course, Germany and Cambodia, it's a bit difficult to compare. But still we think that some of the technologies or innovations made might also be replicated in Cambodia. So therefore we have organized this panel. I would like to thank BlackForest Solutions for organizing the speakers. Thank you very much to the speakers. And I mentioned it during the last sessions as well. The panel is meant as an ideas generator for waste management solutions in Cambodia, and we would like to provide a kind of matchmaking between Cambodian stakeholders and German or other European companies. And I would like to mention that German Development Corporation supports Cambodia when it comes to waste management solutions. GIZ, for instance, will start with 2 new programs soon, and these will focus on waste prevention and the reduction of marine litter. And there are specific support programs from German Development Corporation for the private sector. So if a private company, either Cambodian company or German company or another European company is interested in setting up a pilot project regarding one waste management solutions, for instance, they could get technical or financial support. Yeah, this is an overview of the sessions we had and we still will have today. Sebastian, you already explained. I'm very curious about this session, learning more about the Zero Plastic Waste City initiative, for instance. And the second session today, the last session, actually will focus on digital tools, how to integrate the informal sector and how to create awareness amongst the population. And I think these 2 sessions are very interesting. Yeah, and I would like to hand over again to Sebastian. Thank you.
Thank you, Bianca. And without further ado, we are continuing with the presentations itself. And I'm very glad to welcome Ms. Christina Jäger. She's the co-founder and managing director of Yunus Environmental Hub. And as mentioned, she works under this Zero Plastic Waste City concept. Yeah, we're looking forward to hear your input, Christina, and your presentation. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Sebastian, and welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you and to present you Zero Plastic Waste Cities. Thank you very much to BlackForest Solutions and the organizers for having us. So I'm the co-founder and managing director of Yunus Environment Hub, who is the global social business network developing solutions for the environmental crisis under the leadership of Nobel Peace Prize laureate Professor Yunus from Bangladesh. We have, if we can have the next slide, please. We are using social business as a methodology to address social and environmental issues. A social business is a company that's purely focused on solving a problem while reinvesting 100% of its profits. And in our organizations, we focus on all kinds of environmental related issues, waste management and plastic recycling being one topic that has been kind of on the top for the last couple of years, since the issue of marine litter is getting more and more serious. And next slide, please. So with social business, this is basically the core and the basis of our work, in which we support entrepreneurs who have existing solutions, or we go and set up those ventures ourselves. And Zero Plastic Waste City is one concept that is based on a modular social business approach for, next slide please, for improving municipal solid waste management. Here, just to conclude, to give you an idea of what is the difference between a social business and an NGO and traditional business on the other side. It's basically very simple that a social business has the same objective as an NGO of creating social and ecological impact and using that impact to its maximization. But while an NGO is financed through donations, a social business is self-sustainable, just as a traditional business, because it has a business model in which it generates its income. And compared to traditional businesses, 100%, as I was saying, of those profits, if a profit is being made, is being reinvested. And if you go to the next slide, we then can see that social business solutions can be applied all across the waste value chain in order to tackle the problem of ending plastic waste in nature, and at the same time improving the livelihoods of local, often marginalized people, as well as waste pickers and people that are really at the edge of the society. We choose cities that are in high leakage area, where we see a lot of waste entering into the environment by either waste not being collected at all, or where we have unsecured dump sites, so where even collected waste is at risk of leaking back into the environment. We also give priority to cities at places that are close to waterways, since we know that rivers are the contributors of marine litter, and focusing on these areas as strategic in order to prevent the further influx of material. Of course, we also look at locations where we see the local government are being dedicated towards solving that issue. And here on this chart, you see the models in which we have social business solutions developed following the waste value chain, and the actions that are being required in order to tackle those problems. And the one baseline, let's say, action that we see, and that comes important for any type of recycling activities, is the source segregation. And then if we go next, we can quickly go through the models. So model number A is harnessing the potential of the informal market, seeing on how we can support the most vulnerable people who are at the very beginning, at the start of the waste value chain, whereas in many low and middle income countries, almost 100% of materials that are being collected for the recycling are being picked up by informal waste workers, meaning unregistered unregistered entrepreneurs, whereas in fact, like we see all of them as micro entrepreneurs. And then model B is closing the loop on waste collection and sorting, where of course we see a huge difference in collection rates in urban versus the rural areas or semi-urban areas. And then model C is the pre-processing of the waste and further sorting. You can click further, thank you. And then finally model D, which is then the waste treatment in order to bring back the materials into the cycle and closing material loops. We have, next please. The advantages of this modular approach is that we are very flexible in that sense in choosing, depending on the country-specific setting and the needs in the local waste management system, the models on which the social business solution should focus on. And this allows also the integration of existing players that can be either suppliers or potential customers, partners of the social business. And also the impact measurement can be adapted to the strategic objectives of the selected modules. And another advantage is also that it allows for flexible decision-making depending, for example, on available budgets or timelines, where you can start with one module and then also upscaling and integrating further modules into it. Next, please. On the implementation side, we also have 3 different approaches, where the first one, the initiation approach, is where we go into a city and literally start from scratch in building up the social business solution. The scaling approach would take an existing solution that is already in place in the target country and operated by a partner that can be scaled up or taken to another city. And the replication approach would take an existing solution, for example, from one country to implement it into the next country. Next, please. And so far, we have piloted the Zero Plastic Waste City model in 2 locations in India and in Vietnam. And currently, we are conducting feasibility studies for the replication in Kenya as well as Ethiopia. Next, I would like to give a brief insights on the 2 cities where we are currently operating. The first one being Puducherry, which is a touristic location in the southeast of India, generating 170 tons of municipal waste per day. You can see here the harbor where most of the fishermen are working every day, with fishing being like one of the main sources of income for the local population. And next, please. Puducherry does not have a door-to-door collection. Formal waste collection is from community bins. And we already have an informal waste collector system in place in the city that is focused on the high-value materials, in particular PET. And one of the issues, next please, one of the issues that the city is facing, that the main disposal method is on the landfill that is about to collapse, and hence why there's a need for reducing disposed plastic waste going to landfill, and the look for innovative solutions. Next please. In Tan An, the location in Vietnam, we are located in the south of Ho Chi Minh City in the Mekong Delta. Tan An is the capital of Long An province, and Mekong, some of you might have heard, is one of the 10 rivers with contributing the highest volumes of plastic waste into our oceans. In Tan An, we also have a network of informal waste pickers and scrap shops that deal with recyclables, but with very limited possibilities for waste aggregation as well as sorting, and there are no recycling facilities available. So a lot of potential for the establishment of markets for new waste streams that can bring additional value creation, and also the enhancement of the income opportunities for waste pickers. So to conclude, basically, we do have formal waste collection that is not covering the entire collection system. We have informal waste collection, but only focused on high values. So the social business solution that we picked for both of the places is a solution at the end on module D of the modular approach in creating a social business for plastic processing for mixed waste in order to generate demand and a trickle-down effect on mixed plastics that currently remain uncollected for recycling, and that either in the best case are collected by the formal system and then going to landfill, or they remain uncollected at all. And the social business itself is a plastic recycling plant on which the material that we source from the existing scrap shop network, as well as through collection points that we are building up, focusing on those particular waste streams. They're arriving at our plant, where we have further sorting processes, where the material is then being shredded and further processed into two different types of product categories. On the one hand side, we are producing plastic pellets that can then be further used by plastic converters and recyclers, and we are using a technique in order to process like a plastic-based mix into input materials for furniture and the construction industry. Next chart, please.
Somehow. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So to summarize also some of the partnership opportunities, or how you can get involved with zero plastic based cities, is that we are looking for collaborators on the existing zero plastic based cities in India and Vietnam, where we can provide with recycled plastic pallets, as well as the input material that we have for construction purposes and other display purposes. And of course, we are also looking for interested parties who would like to join the Zero Plastic Based Cities network in either replicating the existing solution in other places, or to initiate a social business model based on one or the other modular approaches of our system. And I think this is it. Like on the next slide, you can find my contact details. And thank you very much for your attention, and looking forward for any questions there might be.
Thank you very much, Christina. In my opinion, it's a great example of how to also include the informal sector in waste management, business plans, and also how to also combine social aspects with the intention to have a profitable business plan, and very hands-on with two sites just being implemented now in India and in Vietnam. I not see any question from the audience yet, but maybe first from my side, I would have two questions. So first of all, what is needed, Christina, to enable similar projects? For example, in Cambodia. So what are the conditions or the requirements that you need in order to start these projects, like in Puducherry or in Tan An? And the second question would be if you ever looked into the Cambodian market, and if you already have contacts there, or if you have a demand for further contacts in Cambodia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you very much, Sebastian. So so far we haven't worked in Cambodia. It's very simple. Like, we need a project partner, someone who wants to work with us, who wants to invite us to come to Cambodia to implement zero plastic waste cities there. We would start with a feasibility study on looking at analyzing the situation on the given city or location, in determining the plastic amounts, the potential of the leakage, analyzing the existing stakeholders in the waste management ecosystem, both the formal and the informal one, and then looking at the opportunities of potential social business solutions, on which basis one could then develop a business plan and a business model that we can then take into implementation.
Right, okay. Very good. We will also have a follow-up, Christina, where we exactly address these questions. So whether there is a partner in Cambodia to implement this. So this is supposed to be just the first session, the first interaction, but our aim is to really have a very strict follow-up and see where there is a possibility also for matchmaking. Let me see the chat. Yeah, I don't know. Can you read the question, Christina, in the chat?
1 second.
Are there any concrete ideas to? Yeah, your model approach to Cambodia. Yes, exactly. Or have there been any studies yet? I think you answered this already. How would you deal with synthetic waste that are already part of the nature and environment, for instance, as part of the city's sewers?
We haven't dealt with that issue yet. We have not in the projects, we haven't looked at recovering the materials directly from sewers. In Puducherry, we do have we are looking in partnering with local fishermen and surf clubs that are active on the beaches, who encounter the difficulties of marine litter on a day-to-day basis. And there are already a lot of initiatives along the coast where the plastic waste, like fishing gear that is being lost, is being taken out of the ocean. And looking at how we can then further process it. Sometimes it's very difficult to then recycle the material, depending in what condition or what types of materials you're looking at. But we are exploring ways on dealing with those issues as well, or looking at who could be potential partners who might then be able to recycle the materials.
And Katrin Eitel has another question. How would you aim to close the loop locally in a country as Cambodia, which has almost no recycling plants? So your model B.
I guess the focus would be on model D then, on setting up the recycling plant, similar to what we are doing in Tan An, right? We also don't have a lot of recycling capacities there, especially not recycling plants that also fill safety securities or health standards. I guess that would be like the best option to look at. Can we set up a recycling plant that will then create the demand for waste collection and waste segregation? Because that's often the hen-egg situation that you have, right? That there's no waste segregation because there's no recycling at the end. But then often investors might be hesitant on setting up a recycling plant if you don't have the input material. And I guess this is also where we are coming in with the social business approach, by saying this is the exact objective of the business having the social impact approach, of saying we do make the investment into a recycling plant because we want to solve the issue of plastic waste.
And maybe to add on this also for all participants, this recycling plants in Puducherry and in Tan An, they also take multi-layer packaging. So normally very difficult to recycle, and they are left at the moment, so no one is picking it. And these two sites from Yunus Environmental Hub, they are particularly also for multi-layer packaging waste. So very important to mention. Then Mr. Rexar Neil, you have a question. I would maybe just open the microphone, if that's technically possible. Somehow not, I don't know. Ah, now I think, yes. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Rexar.
Okay, thank you so much for having me to the webinar. So my question is, what if the group of youth, like it's like the NGO or like the organization that we do not have the profit, but we really want to involve and we want to be a part of the solution in Cambodia because we do not have the recycling plants or the facility to recycle the plastic, the used plastic bottle, especially. So do you have any ideas or any solution to provide for us as the the non-profit organization?
I mean, what I would recommend you is to look at what are the things that you can do on your capabilities and capacities. Maybe it is also around awareness creation and consumer sensibilization, or maybe it is something that you can also do with regards to waste prevention, which I think is which should be the priority in a circular economy, right? That we can see that we limit the use of especially single-use plastics to the minimum, and that we don't create those excessive amounts of plastic waste in the first place. Maybe you can also come up with a social business model on the topic of reuse, where you can introduce new and innovative ways that would then again avoid the single-use packaging, or it can be something around waste collection in order to create that demand and with that kind of create the interest for someone else to take up recycling activities.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Are there any further questions from the audience? If that's not the case, then I would thank you again, Christina, for your time and for sharing the work. Very impressive of Yunus Environmental Hub, Yunus Environment Hub, sorry. Yeah, we get back to you also on the follow-up, yeah, looking forward to the next steps here. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you very much, Sebastian, and I'm happy to be connected to anyone afterwards who is interested to learn more. Thanks. Have a good rest of your summit.
Thank you. And the next speaker is Mr. Dennis Pulimittathu. He's the Managing Director of Zonta Global Infratec. Zonta is, he will explain this in more detail, but an environmental service provider that is mainly active at the moment in India, but I think he is currently based in Germany. And here again, we were interested in hearing about innovative concepts and also smart collection products that also Zonta is offering on site, on the ground, collecting waste for a few million people in India. And we would be very interested to listen, Dennis, on the business model of Zonta, and also in particular how you see the chances and also your interest for Cambodia. The floor is yours, Dennis.
Thank you, Sebastian. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, everybody in Cambodia. My name is Dennis Pulimittathu. Sebastian, next.
Yeah, just sometimes there's some, yeah.
My name is Dennis Pulimittathu. I am the managing director of the Zonta group, which is basically an international waste management solutions and service provider, like Sebastian has said. Our business focus, I will just, I have heard Christina Jäger talking about various solutions and various initiatives, what she or her company has been doing in India as well as in Vietnam, etc. And I would like to take it further and talk from the perspective of a solutions and service provider. We are an Indo-German company having German families and Indian family as owners, and we are a completely privately owned waste management company. If you see this slide, you can see that we are in many parts of the world. I mean, we are in India, we are in Africa, we are in Middle East, we are in Seychelles, etc., etc. And we do our business basically for public authorities, for industrial businesses mainly. What does that mean? Public authorities, we do the business of public-private partnership businesses. That means we invest as private party together with the governments or the cities for the waste collection, for the waste treatment, for the waste disposal. So there are three pillars basically where we invest together with the public authorities. We can call it privatization or public-private partnership concepts, where 100% can be invested by the private player Zonta in many forms like design, build, operate, transfer methods, or design, build, operate models, things like that. Then we come to the industrial businesses, like, for example, if I can give you chemical industries or production in, industries or trade industries, where they produce their core products, and thereby they generate waste. And that's where we can partner with them to collect their waste, to recycle their waste, and bring it back to the economy. So we support the extended producer responsibilities. We support other initiatives regarding to the waste matters. Customized solution is basically what we do. We can do, as I said, depending upon the situations. We can go to the next slide, Sebastian. We are also manufacturers of various environmental protection and recycling equipments. We can see here, we have a factory, or we have many factory locations worldwide, 2 in Germany, 1 in India, and about 120,000 square meters. And we are DIN ISO certified. We develop ourselves, we design ourselves the products, we manufacture, and we get into the next level of implementation and operations from a single source, so a kind of a single window operation company. You can see the pillars here where we are active. One is the smart waste collection systems and operations. Like I said, we design, we manufacture, we do the actual job on the ground, whether it is greenfield projects or whether it is brownfield projects. We get into the next level, waste to energy systems or treatment solutions. It includes also material recovery facilities. It includes also biogas facilities. It includes also waste incineration or advanced incineration facilities, where we design, we manufacture, we integrate it into the local systems, and we would like also to operate and maintain the facilities what we design and we install on the ground on long terms. For example, the public-private partnership projects where we are active, we once we install it, we operate it for 25 years or 30 years. That is one of our business models. When you go to the third one, that's waste disposal solutions and operations, we reorganize or we remediate existing dump yards or existing landfills. We can biomine it, or we can regain land and concentrate the dumped waste into a specific area That's called landfill capping or landfill closure of existing dump yards. We do that, and we have multiple references in those areas. And then the post-closure maintenance of those kind of landfills we organize. That's also one of our main business areas. We also treat water. We manage water and wastewater treatment operations, pumping stations, sewerage networks, and cleaning services. Is that also what we do? So you can come to the last one, that is IoT, smart technologies. It's nowadays we cannot ignore IoT and smart technologies. Every smart and IoT technologies related to the waste management and the water management, we also design, we develop and manufacture now. And these turnkey IoT solutions we install at the waste infrastructures and facilities and operate it in-house wise. This is what we do. So to sum up, from the idea to the product, we do it. We can skip the video if you want, Sebastian, or we can yeah. So if I just want to explain about the smart waste collection systems, we focus basically on underground systems and semi-underground systems and overground systems. Why we do that? Because normally in waste collection systems in the cities, the bin systems or the collection systems are overground and they are wheelie, and the capacities are less and they consume more space. So what we do is that we have gone in a different way, and we are utilizing the subsurface, and we have collecting more and more waste from more streets. That means we contribute to how we call it, to the environment, and the waste, the black spots. The black spots can be vanish. We contribute to vanish the black spots on the streets. That's what I was trying to say. So next slide. You can keep the video on, Sebastian. You can see here the walking print. Yeah. Can you switch on the video, please? So you can see here, these kind of wheelie bins, conventional wheelie bins of 1,100 liters and 120 liters or 360 liters are there. We replace them with these kind of smart bins on the streets. That means you can see here, basically, these are 5,000 liter bins. We can even go to 6,000 liter bins. We replace these bins basically in the streets, which has got a bigger capacity. You can see here also the way how people can basically easily access it. So these solutions are for handicapped wheelchair people or senior citizens, or for children. It is easy acceptable, and it can intake more volumes. Is the video moving or is it stopped?
It's another. So
that was a small video, right?
Yeah, that's already stopped.
Okay, it comes later. Okay, next. Yeah, so the stakeholders are basically the cities, the end users, and the operators. The space utilization, it improves the visual impact of the city. That is the main important thing. When you come to India, when you come to Southeast Asia, we come to many areas, there are a lot of black spots, and the waste management is not optimally organized. And that's where we help the stakeholders to improve the system through this visual impact. And we also help them to reduce the cost of operations through implementing these kind of underground bins, etc. Next. So here you can see the operational principle of the underground bins, what we manufacture and we install. Basically, it is being lifted with a knuckle boom crane on a truck, on a compactor truck, and it is being emptied into the truck. It is basically a one-man operated system. We don't need too much of people who are involved in the operations. Next. Can you just switch on the video? Sorry, quickly. Yeah. You can see in the video, parallelly also there is a normal operations happening. You can see the way how it takes time, and it is being lifted using the knuckle boom cranes, and then it is emptied. Maybe you can fast forward the video a little bit so that we can quickly see the result. Sebastian, a little bit fast. Now it's coming.
Oh, sorry. So it's just coming now.
Yeah, just fast forward it. Yes. Yeah, click it there, please. No, look a little bit back. Yeah, yes. So this is being lifted, and then the bottom floor flaps are being opened using the crane itself, so that the waste falls down. This is a solution what we manufacture, and this is being implemented in 26 cities. In India, we cater about 7.5 million population every day, for example, in India, and this is installed in 26 cities currently in India. Next slide, please. So we can also, we are also having other solutions for collecting industrial waste, basically skips, roll and roll off containers. You can see here the compactors, the press compactors, which are very much required for the industries. You can see here specialized vehicles we do provide for operating these kind of solutions. And the underground bins also can be customized to various forms. For example, here, for the Doha World Cup football, which is coming in 2022, we have manufactured, or we are giving a solution with a specialized football as a waste collection bin. So we also have the regular wheelie bins, which are used for collections depending upon the street situations. Next. Regarding the COVID, we have provided, for example, customized solutions for with foot pedal, so that the waste the waste generators doesn't have to touch the bin. They can operate it with a foot pedal. Next. So the many kinds of specialized vehicles called like crane mounted trucks, skip loaders, and hook loaders, we finance those equipments for the cities and the clients based on various business models. Next. Cleaning equipments for the waste bin locations, so that our target is always to support the cities or the clients to have a hygiene surroundings in and around the bin locations. Next. Another view exactly here. This is this equipment, for example, we have also customized for collecting waste where there is a huge pile of waste and there is a lack of manpower, or there is a lack of hygienity. We will be able to bring solutions and quickly and collect the waste or clean the situations with using various mechanized operating systems. We call it black spot cleaners. And then you come to the next pillar of Zonta, where we provide solutions that is a waste to energy or processing systems. Depending upon the waste type and the calorific values what we have, we are in a position to design processing systems which can intake the waste and produce. For example, I can give you multiple examples. Municipal solid waste or the city-based waste, if we take it, which is contaminated with many plastics or anything, we can segregate it using material recovery facilities, and the rest of the waste we can take it, if it is organic waste, we can take it into a biogas facility, or we call it a biomethanation facility, and the remainings we can produce, or the residuals we can produce to RDF, or residues can be taken to really advanced incineration technologies or other kinds of technologies. So we don't have a specific technology in mind. We are a solutions provider where we sit with the client, we say, we see the budget, and we customize the solutions accordingly. We are right now doing two big investments. For example, in India, one is in the city of Kozhikode, Calicut, in the southern western part of India, a 5 megawatt waste to energy plant out of municipal solid waste. And there is one more project also in the same state in Kollam, where we are doing this investment. There are 3 projects, composting projects and biogas projects coming in the northern part of India. A total investment volume of 50 million euros is being invested 100% and solely by the Zonta group in those cities. Next. We have also a decentralized incineration systems where where there is lack of budget for centralized incineration systems, like I've explained in the last slide. This small incineration system starting from 25 kilograms per hour up to 1,000 kilograms per hour. We are in a position to bring it to the cities and give also decentralized solutions in cities. And this can be customized for hazardous waste as well as for biomedical waste and other kinds of waste where we can customize the solutions. That means the flexibility and the tailor-made provisions is our expertise. Next, we can skip this. Next. Also next is I have just quickly explained it. The video, I don't want to explain too much. This is the landfill so that you get an idea how it looks like. If you can go to the next slide, maybe there is a before. Next. Maybe I'll quickly explain this before I come to the landfill slides. This IoT smart technologies, basically we provide solutions for the bin level, the fill level sensors, so that you know what is inside the bin and you can arrange the transportation or organize the collection mechanism so that it is smartly organized. You don't have to go to every bin every day. The sensors gives us the information and the route map is generated, and the truck goes basically through a predefined route map given through the sensoring data what we get. That is basically what is happening in the IoT area of waste collection. Next, please.
You wanted to say something about the landfill, Dennis, also?
Yeah, I was just wondering, there was some pictures on the landfills later on coming in, I think, Sebastian, that's why I wanted to skip those slides in the project references. Yeah, here, I mean, just we can quickly go through this couple of pictures here on the fully underground bins, what we have installed in India, which is still operational since the last 4 or 5 years without any problems. You can just quickly move on these slides, Sebastian, so that you can see the bins and the operations, the waste to energy references. Yes, this is the Calicut project I was talking about, the investment of $50 million. Next. Yeah, you can see one of the reference projects, what we have already done. This is in Portugal, in Chennai. Yeah, this is
waste
our
to energy references.
Yeah, you can just quickly skip to the landfill slides.
So maybe we have some more questions, right? So also from the audience.
Yes.
That use maybe the last 5 or 10 minutes for some dialogue and some questions.
Yeah.
This is one of the pictures of the closure of the landfill, right? So here you have done landfill remediation.
Yes, this is the landfill remediation project. If you go to the next slide, you can see the picture, what we have done. You can see here we have 1.18 million cubic meters of waste, which were basically spread across 36 acres, which we have retained to something like 5 acres. That is what we have done. If you go to the next slide, is there a picture? Yeah, here, one more slide, please. The before and after pictures, I think I missed it maybe. Okay. Anyway, this is good. This is another dump site which was in the middle of a city called Salem in Tamil Nadu, where we are right now reorganizing the landfill. You can see on the right hand side, this was basically the entire area was a full dump yard, and we have concentrating now this to the left hand side of this picture and making a pyramid. On the top of this landfill, there are going to be recreational facilities like a tennis court, a fitness studio, etc., for the entire city. If you go to the next slides, I think there are some pictures where it is being a little bit shown.
Wait, no. Okay.
yeah, some images. Next. Yeah, you can see.
Before, after.
Here, this is what I was actually trying to showcase you. The before implementation of the project, the waste was lying like a dump yard, and then we have regained and structured it in a proper way. The photos you have already seen. Next. Yeah, we are active in these countries, and our exposures are in multi countries, and we are very happy to be there to support you in Cambodia, because our intention is to sit with the client and see how and we can support you, and our solutions and services, we touch the needs of your clients, and we give the solutions. It was a big presentation, I know, but I quickly ran through it because I wanted to give you an impression that we are a solutions and service providers capable of investing into your projects. Thank you very much, gentlemen and ladies.
Yeah, thank you also from our side, Dennis. So indeed, a very broad range that Zonta is covering. I think you have nearly for any waste problem, you also have a solution tailor-made, as you said. And also you already implemented this hands-on in Asian cities. We talk now about Cambodia. And that's why that's I think a very good example how modern and smart waste collection can look like through Zonta. Here we have a couple of questions. First of all, I think Mr. Neil, you raised your hand. If you can unmute yourself, please, and just raise the question, please, if that's possible. Let me see if because I have some problems to unmute you, I think. Well, if that's not, maybe we can speak about the question from Mr. Neil later. Then we have others in the chat. Ms. Katrin Eitel. I can, in case I ask too many questions. No, never. So never ask too many questions. Please feel free to ask many questions. Yeah, Dennis, in case you would install these underground bins in Cambodia, you would minimize the possibility for waste picker to collect recyclables out of the bin because it's too high or in the underground so inaccessible. Do you have any idea, Dennis, as a solution provider, how to anyway include the informal sector into your model? What would be your answer there, please, Dennis?
Yes. See, there is, for example, one live example, what we are right now doing. We have received a city for 25 years to reorganize the waste collection and the waste processing in that city. So in that city, we have definitely thousands of waste pickers working, where we are going to reorganize them and helping us to be part of the operation and maintenance of the collection systems. We will be taking them or a percentage of them we will be taking to our formal roles in our operations for the collection and transportation business. What we do with these underground bins are basically the secondary transportations. That means, for example, in the example in India, the primary collection from the households, the door-to-door collection from the households is being organized by, let's say, the government organizations. And in the course of this public-private partnership projects, the rag pickers or the scavengers will be formalized in the team of the government, and they will be given jobs so that they go and collect the waste from each and every households and bring it to the locations of the underground bins and fill the underground bins. From there, those bins will be lifted by the private company called Zonta, also together with the employees whom we have taken in the trucks and in the maintenance departments. We will collect the waste and bring it to the locations. Even in the waste, the material recovery facilities and in the locations, we are going to utilize a considerable amount of scavengers who are earlier scavengers are now going to fully be organized in our sector. The question also, can they take recyclables from the bins out? The majority of waste falling into the underground bins are residual waste. The recyclable wastes are hardly coming into the underground bins today in that cities or in Asian cities. So these are being sorted out in the primary collection and given it to these people directly. So they take it out, like for example, like Christina has said, it is going into a different way and different collection systems. So our job.
And your experience, Dennis, in India with you mentioned that you already provided these bins for an area with a population of 7 million inhabitants. So in these cities where you provided those bins, what happened there with the informal sector? So you have also hired them into your company, you have formalized them in this way, or is this still ongoing in these Indian cities?
So in all the Indian cities, the scavengers or are still there. They collect the plastic waste or the recyclable waste directly from the households. The majority of the waste which lands up in the bins are residual waste still now, even though we provide twin bin system, one for the organic waste, one for the recyclables or the non-organic waste. The majority of waste, what we get into the bins are residual waste. So the question of not getting recyclable waste from the underground bins at this point of time doesn't even arise. So the waste is still or whatever, the recyclables are still in the households.
Right. We have a couple of more questions, Dennis. So one more from Ms. Katrin Eitel. Would you also provide awareness training or similar in order to let citizens know what the underground bins are for? Because in Cambodia, they're not really even normal bins, or not much. So people are used to sell their waste or dump it somewhere in their closer environment. So how would you see this point of awareness and training how to use those bins?
We call it awareness program as information, education, and communication, IEC, and this is one of the major pillars of our business. And what we do is normally we sit with the municipal authorities and we decide in each and every council of the city, we make information, education, and communication programs, and we bring to the people or to the population the strong messages how to use the bins, how the operations is going to happen, what are the cycles when the trucks will come and collect. So that is one of our major pillars, and we have a specialized team within ours, or we will be in new cities, we will be creating a team to do this business, this activity.
Then one more question from Aurora. What would be your recommended approach for dump sites that already exist? Could you, for example, upgrade those, or is it a site for an engineered landfill, or is a site for an engineered landfill necessary?
Yeah, I understand the question very well. This is one of our bread and butter business, basically. So for the existing dump sites, that is what you have seen, we can do a bio-mining, we call it. That means you can, in brackets, eat it up, basically using various equipments and reduce the quantity, and then regain land and cap the residuals which cannot be consumed. Otherwise, as I said, 80%, or let's say on a conservative wise, 70% of the existing dump sites can be regained. The land can be regained out of the existing dump sites, which can be used for a formalized waste management purposes. So the capped landfill is going to be an engineered capped landfill.
Right. Thank you very much, Dennis. Yeah, Mr. Neil, sorry, I'm not sure. Can you speak now and raise your?
Yes.
Great. Thanks.
So thank you so much for your presentation. So my question is about Zonta Global is the business company that you provide the smart bin and also the specialized truck for the waste collection. So may you share us about your, how can I say, about the quotation of the smart bin and also the specialized truck for the waste collection, and also about the system of the smart bin. I mean, like when the bin is full, the GPS, the system will be alert to the, to the headquarters or something. So may you share us about the quotation of their products?
Sure,
Thank
we
you so
can
much.
do that. We can do that. This is our business. Just for information, we not only provide underground bins, we are a regular waste management company. We also provide underground bins because we manufacture it also. So we, in a city, we will not only provide underground bins, we make a mixture of solutions depending upon the streets, depending upon the volumes on the streets. So as a operational company, we have to make our thought and make a plan what equipments, what bins needs to be put on the streets, and that's how we make the mixture. So definitely we are interested in giving you quotations of the solutions what we can provide to you.
Yeah, of course, all the contact details are there. You also see this on the slide here, and as mentioned also for Christina and for all the speakers and presenters, we will have a thorough follow-up. And yeah, from my side, what would you need also, as I asked the same question to Christina, in order to invest in a market like Cambodia? So what conditions you would expect, yeah, to be also active with own services in Cambodia?
The most important question today, Sebastian. Thank you very much for that. As a waste solutions and service provider, definitely, I mean, we are a company who are interested in giving the solutions and services against a fee. I would answer this question in the form of a example. What we are already doing for a city, for example, it can be also converted to an industry. In a public-private partnership projects where you have X tons of waste. For example, we have 300 tons of waste, which we have to collect every day from a city and bring it to a plant where it has to be treated and it has to be disposed of. The residues has to be disposed of. That means you need to have the collection system. You need to invest on the treatment facilities, the segregation facility, the treatment facility, as well as the disposal facilities. It costs money. That means if you have an investment amount of, let's say, $1,000, this $1,000 has to be regained back in, let's say, 25 years. And kind of processing fee for the waste which is being treated in the waste, I mean, in the treatment facility, and for the collection, we also expect a tipping fee or a collection fee. So the collection fees and process fee, our revenue streams we expect from the clients to be given to us, and we sell also the energy or the byproducts what we generate into the plant, and we also take a revenue out of that. So we can share the revenues or the profits with the clients whom we are working with, depending upon the business models, what we are doing.
And you would do all the investment also from your side, right? So all the CapEx, the capital expenditures, the investment for come from Zonta Global.
Based upon various business models. For example, there are sometimes the city says we will be investing 50% on the CapEx, 50% has to be brought by Zonta. But generally, we are also open to bring 100% investments for the capex, depending on these factors: the collection fee, the processing fee, and the energy tariff or the byproduct tariffs. So that we need to then check and see whether they are feasible or not. Answer is yes.
Great. Okay. Then also thanks again from my side, Dennis, for your time and for sharing the work and activities of Zonta. I think I see definitely an opportunity also for the Cambodian market. We would then move to the next speaker.
Very much.
Dr. Lothar Stach, and he is the managing director of Dosta GmbH, which is mainly a German consulting company on various solutions of waste management for waste management problems. And we have seen, I think, also in the Zonta portfolio, there were some parts and areas that are also advised by Dosta GmbH, and they have also some technology, very innovative technology when it comes to the collection of waste, and really looking forward to the presentation of Dr. Lothar Stach. And Lothar, the floor is yours, please.
Many thanks, Sebastian. How does it work?
I think we have an introduction video first. Let me see, hopefully that technology in this case also works.
Fine, great.
Seems like there's not really
holistic, future-oriented solutions that drive for visionary solutions. Dosta has developed and implemented many pioneering concepts for the waste disposal industry. We rapidly transform ideas into clear strategies and action plans that enable you to plan with confidence. Defined tasks form the basis for the planning and implementation of each project. This process generates products that major in concept during development and through the effective balancing of theory and praxis. The figures are proof of the economic success of Dosta solutions. We have the skills to execute modular variants. Our goal is to develop solutions, register patents, and thus jointly secure a particular position in the market. Interested? Dosta is a partner for you.
all right. Okay, and this at least it worked now, the video, but now I'd like to go to the slides.
That's okay.
It's important that we see actually the slides. Probably like this. Can everybody see the slide now or no? Can you see the
No,
slides?
not in a
Lothar?
moment, Sebastian.
Right. Okay.
Now it's fine.
Now
Thanks.
we can see. All right. Okay. But is it full screen or is it?
It's full screen.
It's full screen. Okay. Perfect. Then you can start, please, Lothar.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the invitation. Today I'd like to tell you something about my ideas for collection systems and for specification of trucks. You know, we talk a lot of mega cities across the world, and we talk about container systems and so on, but nobody is interested to find a solution from store to the containers, or with the containers to the truck collection points. And I'm working a lot of years in the production of collection trucks, and now I'm full concentrated to electrical vehicles, which one collect the waste from the household. And so we have to find a user-friendly interface for this problem, or for this challenge. You know that in many countries, the informal sector is very important for this interface, and we have to clarify how we can find a solution for this. The main important point is that we start with a training to tell the people what we like to collecting and why we collecting the waste and which kind of waste is very important for us. And the informal sector has to be integrated in this door-to-door principle. On the other side, we have to integrate all the stakeholders in this concept to be able to realize it in a short time and with an efficient solution. How can I make the next slide? Sebastian?
It's already there, the next slide. We are doing this for you.
Okay. I can't see my whole slides. It's only a picture on the slide. Okay, no, thank you. Yeah, the separation has to work on training vehicles. I will show you later how this training vehicle shows. And it has to be maybe electrical driven. So we can say we use pull or push carts. Pull cart could be working as a hand wagon with an electric driven engine in front, or we have a whole electric truck to use it in the door-to-door principle. The main important point for the service system is that we separate the collection in space and time for the collection vehicle. I make a lot of experience in Europe with different kinds of collection systems. And if you like to be efficient with the high expensive truck, then you need a separation. In Germany or in Europe, around about 15 minutes per hour, the collection truck is waiting of the loaders, which one pick up the bins on the door or the bags from the door. And so if you see a whole day, then we have round about 2.5 hours where the truck is standing in the traffic. That is one of the biggest problems. And on the other side, the efficiency of the truck, especially of the lifting devices, drops down. Then we have a lot of single containers. The single container needs time. We need a lot of cycles on the lifting device to emptying this container. The better way is that we bring the waste in big containers in an overhead position or as an underground system. But the volume has to be limited. Next, please. So, which kind of options do you have? At first, we have to clarify how we're separating the waste. The recycling quote is not in every case the best solution. That is an experience from Europe too. We're talking about 80% recycling, but on the end, the quote is lower, and not every kind of waste you are able to recycling. So if we start, we have to say very clear which kind of waste is interest for us. Is there a technology in the background or not? And so we have to clarify this point at first. Clear is that we have to go in a concept from door to door with single push carts and pull carts to overbridge in a short time the way to the collection truck or to the storages. The storages is a very clear message from my side, has to be big containers or underground systems, but we have to clarify that we use at first only one standard of containers. You see in a lot of presentations, and you know there are over 20 producers in the market worldwide with a lot of different kinds of containers. If you start brand new please concentrate yourself on standard containers and focus that you going to bigger containers. And then it's very simple to adapt it the truck system. Next slide, please. When we try to realize this concept, then we have to concentrate at first to the distance, to the volume and the density of the waste to find out where are our logistic points. If the logistic points are differentiated, then we can say, okay, now we find the right way for the kind of waste and the bin size, and then the collection vehicles. This is the methodic to going further with the clear strategy of logistic points. Next, please. For the implementation, I prefer two systems. One is the bring system. It needs a good structure on the household side. We have to clarify the container size. You know, in some times of the year, you have a lot of waste, and other days is not enough waste in the containers. So maybe we need smart container systems to control the volume, but the bring system is one way in high density areas. On land, on villages, there is the implementation of a service system to door-to-door collection, maybe the better ways, and we have to train the people, and maybe that is the point to implement the informal sector with such system. The implementation of the standardized bin system required efficient collection and recycle concept, and we need one interface. For example, if you see a crane system with an open bottom of the container, and you have a lot of fuel in the waste, it's not sealed. So you have to clarify the situation with temperature, with animal, to clean it, with the services. A crane has to open the system. You need a lot of special equipment. Maybe that is not the solution which one we like. A crane is not able to pick up smaller kind of containers, so it's a unique solution. You need other kind of trucks, and you need other kinds of containers to be in one system. That is a main important point for your cost situation, for the investment, and on the end, if you're talking about of benefits and you have a lot of different container systems and trucks, it could be a problem over the next years. Main important point is that you concentrate yourself on transfer points instead of transfer stations. The transfer station costs money. You need the place inside of the town. You get over a long time a lot of problems with the households and inhabitants around these plants. We have the same situation across Europe. So we have to concentrate on us that we bring the waste to a transfer point, and from this transfer point, the truck has to be able, with a good cost situation, with a high legal payload, to bring it to the recycling station and to the incineration plants. That has to be a main point in your whole strategy, that you use transfer points. Okay, the realization is maybe today a little bit too early, but we have to implement the household concept. Then we have to concentrate us on the city points, and we have to implement the collection and transport. That is, let me say, the summary with what we need if we're going together concept. These are the main points what we have to do before we start with investments. The amount of waste on one hand and the traffic density on the other hand, that require a separate allocation of time and places to the rhythm of the collection vehicle. This is my main message to you. And then on this basic information or on this basic strategy, it follows that we going, and that is only a summary of all the points before, to the following points: door to door, over and underground, design usable, no transportation. And the last point is important. Please concentrate yourself in your investments that you only try to use two types of collection trucks. One for bulky waste to pick up the bigger containers for scrap and for such things. And one has to be able for the household waste. That means one truck is collecting glass, paper, rest, biological waste, and so on. We have to concentrate us on this point in every situation. These are the main important costs work, including training, including spare parts. That is from my experience as we produce waste collection trucks, one of the main important message to you. So now I try to show you some solutions. On the left side, you can see an electric tractor, could be another type, maybe from your own area. But the important point is it's a small truck with a range of 100 kilometers. And there is a loading tree on, you can see it on the right side. Loading tree, for example, you can pick up 8 one-axle containers. You can get it as a training concept to clarify with the households which kind of waste is important. You can use it for parking garages, for small streets, for buildings with narrow ways. You can use it inside in airports, wherever you like. And on the other side, in combination with the trailer, you can use it to pick up very heavy containers in the same situation. The tractor is able to pick up 4-axle containers direct, to use it for both types, or you get it as a hand wagon with a good maneuverability and to pick up the containers from special places where the street level or the level of the streets is not so excellent. You can use this on beaches, you can use this on other places. These are the components, maybe, which one you produce in your own country based on a license. So that the benefits are in your country. And we have to clarify, is there an option to find the same components, or you get it as a drawing, as a license from Germany to use it in your country for the door-to-door principle, or as a full service concept to bring the waste from the door, from the household, from the industrial area to the transfer point. That is one solution to do this. Next, please. An underground system, in my opinion, has to be sealed on the bottom. The seal is the main important point in every situation. You know, there are animals in this concrete elements. There are a lot of fluids in the waste. So we have to use systems which one are able to staying on the street or be in the underground. And if we like to use underground or bigger containers, nobody can move these containers with 2.4 or 3 cubic meters. You have to pick up it full automatic. That could be a side loader system, let me say a one operating system, where the driver is well protected in the driver cab and the cycle is very fast. This system has to be resistant against wind and other points. It has to be very low. If you see crane system that's around 11 meters high, you get a lot of problem with cable, with trees, with the buildings, a lot of noises. The wind is blowing and the material is flowing around the truck. So we have to protect this process very well. And we have to protect the people which want to do that. Also the people around of the process. You know, a crane is a risk for everybody, especially if you have a high density in traffic. So we have to use one operating systems controlled from the driver cab via joystick, and there are two systems in the market worldwide. One side is the side loader system, and the other is the front end loader system. Both are able to pick up such containers, and that is the main important. One truck for all fractions with a highly pale and excellent maneuverability and well protected for health and safety for driver and the people around of the loading process. Next, please. So a short summary at the end. You see on the left side one proposal, one operating, you are able from 60 liter to underground to pick up all kind of containers, but the container type is more focused on the right side of the picture. That means one container type for over and underground solution, completely sealed with implemented with smart systems and let me say with a nice design with all the advantages of underground system, what you know from the suppliers worldwide. And on the other side, we need only a rear loader for heavy waste, for scrap, and for skip loader containers. That is the other side. Both of these types are enough to collecting the waste, and this is the solution which one I prefer after my experience over 30 years in production of waste collection trucks. Next, please. Maybe it's too early to talk about such electrical version, but we have to focus ourselves for the next 10 years. And I believe with an electrical service, that means the door-to-door principle, or with the storages, which one we have in the moment, we can realize the green part direct from the household to the storages. On the other side, the industry is growing more and more solutions for electric driven trucks or for components on the assembler working in the market. And in my opinion, for high density areas, for areas on the beaches or wherever, we have to focus ourselves to use such components today to be well prepared for the future. So I'm looking forward in projects. I hope you are interested in my ideas. There are a lot of partners in the background which one can help you, but my main focus is that all the solutions going in. I deliver the support, I help you in the translation, in the realization, but the margin, the investments, the capex has to go in your country, that you are able to learning by doing, and you are implemented in the process, and the process is on the end your own. That is a main important point. especially for the implementation of the informal sector in such progress. Intention, and I hope we going in contact. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you very much, Lothar, for sharing your experience of more than 30 years of designing waste bins, 30 years of collection of waste. And I think also, again, this is very relevant for Cambodia. We have, at least at the moment, one question, Lothar, and the question is, are you open experience with NGOs or also governmental organizations? There are a few in Phnom Penh in Cambodia, such as PIN or UPWD, CSARO or STTs, various NGOs or governmental organizations. Would you share your experience with them? They have already, by the way, implemented successfully small projects in which a container bin was installed, or where other waste infrastructures for solid waste collections has been erected. And I think also Katrin made one important point, especially in hardly accessible areas with narrow roads. So, and there are a lot of them in Phnom Penh and in Cambodia. So, yeah, this is the one of the questions here, Lothar.
Yes, also I am fully concentrated in concepts, and I learned in the last 5 years that you have to show it. That's why I produce with some partners prototypes, which one working, for example, in Frankfurt or in Berlin, here in Germany, and maybe in the next time in the Netherlands. There is one project in Tel Aviv, Israel. So I have a very open mind to translate my ideas, my experience, and my solutions with partners in your country to realize special projects with, let me say, special influences. Could be a narrow, high density area, could be a beach area, whatever. So I have an open mind to consult you, but it's not a consulting, let me say, as a traditional version. It's engineering. It's to show it with prototypes, to show it with a clear concept. And all the things which one I prefer, or with I working here in Germany, we can transfer it to your country to produce it on place. There is no restriction from my side.
Right. Thank you very much. Okay, I have to look a bit at the time, and unfortunately, also we are already 6 minutes over our time. I would say, because I don't see any more questions at the moment, that we really finish here at this stage. But also, Lothar, there will be a follow-up, and your contact details are available for the audience, for the participants. So if there are any further questions, I think you are, as you said, open to receive also further questions by email or later by phone. So that's why. Thank you again, Lothar, from my side, from our side. And I would like to conclude this session now. Please stay tuned with us. So there's another session starting in 30 minutes about digitalization and how digitalization can help to improve waste management. There we will have actually 4 presentations with very interesting speakers. So it's definitely worth to join in again in about 25 minutes. Do you have any final words, Bianca, from your side?
No, I don't. I'm looking forward to the next session.
Right. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your time, for joining, especially to the speakers and the organizers. And then see you soon, hopefully in 25 minutes. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.